Hi, in this lab, you have to configure static and default routes and apply different type of static routes in each router. So for recursive static routes, you will configure and apply it on router 3. So how are we going to configure it? First of all, we need to use the command iproot and then the remote network address and then the subnet mask for the remote network and the next hops router's IP address. So for example, so I'll just do for router 3 here. So in here, make sure that you are in global configuration mode. So IP root. So we have listed earlier on three remote network for R3, right? So for R3, for the first command, I will show how to configure it for network 200.200.200.0. So IP root 200 IP root 200.200.200.0 and then subnet mask 255.255.255.252. And how are we going to determine the next hop's IP address? So basically, we are currently in router 3. Okay, we are currently in router 3. So the next hop is the interface S001 for ISP routers. Okay, so the next hop IP address is 200.200.200.6. Okay, and next we will configure for both 192 networks. So IP root 192.168.1.0 255.255.255.128 and the next hop's IP address is also the same 200.200.200.6. Okay, so I repeat again, the packet will comes from R3 through this direction. So for the recursive static route, so you will use the next hop's IP address. So the next hop is S001 of ISP routers IP address. And next for the 128 network, so the subnet mask is 240. Okay, so we are done with router 3. So at this point, you can't do anything yet because you have to configure the static route on each of the router first. Okay, so next I will configure on the ISPs. So in the ISP, we will use directly attached static routes method, in which here if you see we will specify the serial interface, the exit interface for the ISP routers. So say for example the remote network is 192 network, so the exit interface is S00, and vice versa. If the remote network is 172 network, so the exit interface is S001. Okay, so now I'll start do the configuration. Make sure you are in global configuration mode. IP root 192.168.1.0.255.255.255.128, and the packet to go from the ISP to the 192 network will go through S000. Okay, hence the reason why here we put S000. Okay, there is a warning there, but you just ignore it. Okay, and we will do the same for the next 192 network, 128, and here is 240. Okay, next we will configure for the remote network 172.16. And from ISP, the packet will go through S001 to go to the 172 network. So hence the reason why here we use exit interface of S001. Okay, and I'll do the same for the next 172 network, which is 128. So now we are done with the ISP configuration. Next, I will show you how to configure a default route. So in the default route, this is kind of like a shortcut, meaning you do not have to specify the remote network one by one. So this is another method that you can use, especially if you just want the especially in a stub network where you just want the packet to be forwarded to the ISPs, and it's up to the ISPs to send the packet to their destination. So here the configuration is very simple. IP route 0.0.0.0, meaning we don't care what is the destination. We don't know what is the destination, and then the subnet mask is 0.0.0.0, and we also don't know what is the subnet mask of the destination, but we just need to specify the how the packet will be forwarded or exited from our current network. So in here we use the method of recursive, okay, but you can also use the exit interface, directly attach static route in order to forward the packet. So here I just use the recursive static method dot 2. Okay, so next hop, I use the IP address of the next hop routers 200.200.200.2. Enter. Alright, so now you have to test whether it's working. So how are you going to test it? It's very simple. So in here I'll just show the way you can test it. You open the command prompt. So I use tracer command to ping from PC1 to PC2, which is 172.16.1.126. So here you can see that the packet arrived at the destination, and this is the path that is taken by the packet from the private network 192 to the public network, and then entering the private network. So basically now you can do more testing for each of the PCs, but it shows using the tracer, it shows that the static route works, and the connection from the public network to the private network to the public network, and the connection between the branches is working.